Hey guys, ECRG here, back with another episode. Today we're going to talk about what is a shared mailbox and what is it used for. Stay tuned for after the intro. Hey guys, ECRG here, back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about what is a shared mailbox. Now a lot of you guys may not know what a shared mailbox is in clinical research because you may not have interaction with it. There are only certain positions in clinical research that are going to have access to the shared mailbox on a particular study. Obviously, we are talking about study-related shared mailbox. Other departments, other people in the industry may have shared mailboxes for other things, but we're talking about what is a study-related shared mailbox. But before we get into that, I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about our resume review program and the excellent interview preparation program we've got going on too. So you guys already know a lot about the resume review program. You can email us your resume at eliteclinicalgroup@gmail.com. Email us there, guys. We'll get you right. We'll get you ready to apply for jobs in the clinical research space. We've got a ton of different options there. So email us your resume there and we'll get you right. But with the interview prep, I feel like I haven't explained this enough. The interview prep is going to be about an hour long. The first 30 minutes, we're gonna pepper you with questions, some technical questions, some clinical research related questions, and then some behavioral questions. And we'll probably tailor it in advance, trying to get a feel for your weak spots, and we'll kind of tailor it to that in the first 30 minutes. Then the last 30 minutes, we're gonna break it down. If you wanna go longer, we can go longer too. But that's gonna be the typical breakdown for most people. So the first 30 minutes, we're going to pepper you with questions. At the back 30 minutes, we're gonna break down your answers to those questions. And then we have a bunch of different options. We can send you the recording if you wanna listen to that. If you wanna listen to it over again, if you wanna kind of help get those questions again and kind of go over it with yourself over that, we'll have all that for you also. So if you're interested in that, email us eliteclinicalgroup@gmail.com or comment down below this video. But let's go ahead and get back to the shared mailbox. So the shared mailbox is something that is going to hold a lot of important email. So anytime there is communication with the site, you want to copy the shared mailbox because the shared mailbox is going to be able to hold any of those documents that may have slipped through the cracks. Any of those, when it comes time to do TMF at the end of the study or reconcile the TMF during any of the interim analysis that happen over the course of a study, it can be hard getting in touch with CRAs, in-house CRAs, or anybody. It can be hard documenting those documents, and especially with study coordinators being so busy and sites being so busy with all the studies that are coming out. It can be really hard tracking down those documents. So the shared mailbox is going to be kind of like a last-ditch effort to try and find some of those documents. But also it becomes like a secondary backup to any kind of site communication or any kind of external communication that can go in the shared mailbox. So, all the whole shared mailbox is going to be given to the sponsor at the end of a study, because it's going to have, all that stuff in there, all that communication between the site. Some studies will even include, kind of the sponsor in there also, but any kind of important documents are going to be in the shared mailbox, and it's going to be a way for people to kind of search if they need to go in there. If people miss a lot of time, let's say like people miss like a couple weeks or a couple months, they can go into the shared mailbox and get a kind of idea of what's been happening on the study just by the sheer volume of stuff going in there. So one of the main things, there's going to be a lot of folders with sites. Some people get even more specific. They'll put a lot of folders with some of the vendor information in there. So let's say you're working with a printing vendor. There are a lot of them out there. Some people use FedEx, so we'll just say FedEx. Let's say you're using FedEx. They'll have all the communication with FedEx in there. So, you're talking about money, you're talking about numbers. That's all going to be in there. Any of that communication is going to be in there. And then imagine all the other vendors. So if you got translation services going on, you got, different things that need to be translated, usually informed consents, that need to be translated to different languages. You're going to have to go through a vendor to do all that unless your company has the capability to do that in-house. But all that conversation, all that back and forth can be kept in the shared mailbox so that it is easier for everyone in case someone else needs to go back and review it. it's easy for them to go back and review it. So that's the shared mailbox. It is something that is supposed to be copied anytime there's some sort of external communication, or mainly communication with the sites. It's kind of as like a backup, as a backup plan to just normal email address. So that's the shared mailbox. Typically someone like a project coordinator or project specialist is going to be the one maintaining it. Just other members of the team like project manager, project specialist, project coordinator, some of the CRAs are going to be copying it as well, with any of their communication efforts. So that's a shared mailbox, guys. I'm not sure if every single, CRO or sponsor or study requires it, but a lot of the ones that I've worked with do have a shared mailbox or something like it. And I think it's very helpful. It's very useful. Definitely comes in handy at the end of a study or when you're trying to do some TMF and, you can't retrieve any of those documents. So that's kind of one of the big uses for it that I've seen personally. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video about what is a shared mailbox. If you guys don't have one, maybe this is something you could implement on one of your studies. A lot of times people in interviews ask a question like, hey, did you implement anything new to one of your studies, or did you have a good idea that they actually implemented? Maybe this is something you could implement if your study team does not have a shared mailbox. So this is something to discuss and think about, guys. All right. Any questions, email us at eliteclinicalgroup@gmail.com. If you're listening right now, go ahead and like this video. Go ahead, share this video, and leave us a review if you're listening on the podcast. Oh, also one thing, if you're still listening right now and you're listening on the podcast, we have set up a Stripe account. So if you have gotten any value at all from any of the videos or any of the episodes I've shared on the podcast, please feel free to donate however much if you want to see these videos keep going, see these podcast episodes keep going. $1, doesn't matter, 50 cents, doesn't matter, $5, $10. If you want to support the channel, support the podcast, please donate however much you feel is necessary. All right, guys, just want to throw it out there. A lot of people have been asking about how they can support, and that is one way you can support. But of course, we do all this stuff for free. Don't need anything, don't ask for anything really. Just hope you guys and keep enjoying the content, keep sharing it with your friends, and keep learning as much as possible. Take care, guys.